an honest assessment of Kyle Shanahan, the general manager, and his quarterbacks. And the backdrop here is we always see clips on Twitter from very smart people that we follow and respect saying, guys, Kyle Shanahan's still good. Look at the play. Their people are open. People aren't executing. And that's it's a fair thing to say. And it's people been saying about Kyle his whole career. But the thing is, he's not just an offensive coordinator, anymore. Vish, you explain it.
Yeah, so we see it too. Everybody sees it. Kyle's plays are still brilliant. First, happy birthday, Kyle. I'm still so happy that you're the coach of my team. And I'm a little disappointed. My birthday is December 13th. Yours is December 14th. I wish I was born one day later so we could share the same birthday, but that's okay.
Your birthday was yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday. I had no idea. So your birthday is December 13th? I'm January 13th. Hey.
Oh, nice.
Nice,
hey,
nice.
There's maybe something to that.
Maybe something to that. All right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a Sagittarius?
Is it maybe?
Sagittarius?
I think I don't know. I'm not.
I don't
know. But to get to Kyle, right? So and we all see it. The quarterback play, is it a problem for the plays he's calling? Absolutely. Here's my problem. We all know what Kyle, along with all of us, knows what Nick Mullins is. He knows what Jimmy G is. And he clearly knows what C.J. Beathard is, right? If he's not putting C.J. Beathard into the game yesterday, that means he just doesn't think anything of C.J. Beathard because that was a game where Nick Mullins had to be pulled. So there's that, right? And it just bothers me, man. It just bothers me. Everybody puts the blame on the quarterbacks and not on Kyle. Like, the quarterback's execution is a problem, but Kyle, your job is to get the quarterbacks. He's the guy in charge.
Job one.
Quarterbacks in.
Job one.
He realized in 2018, right? He realized in 2018 after that big contract, we were already starting to get some mixed feelings about Jimmy Garoppolo. They were exacerbated through the 2018 season and in the 2019 offseason. He had the 2019 draft to address the quarterback position. He did not pick any quarterback. I mean, there were guys with talent who went in the third and fourth round, at least more talent than Nick Mullins and CJ, who could have just rode the pine for the next 2 years and been ready when you're ready to move off of Jimmy now, right?
Do you have a name? Vish, do you have a name?
Jared Stidham. They picked Mitch.
But who the Niners take? Who the Niners take instead? They took a punter.
It's not that I think Jared Stidham is going to be the next Tom Brady. It's just that Jared Stidham has talent. He's a good thrower of the ball, and you can sit him in your system for 2 years on the bench and have him ready to play next year.
It's just that we know Mitch Wishnowsky's not going to be the next Tom Brady, and Stidham at least has a chance because he throws the ball and doesn't kick it.
He's not even going to be the next Michael Dickinson.
How do you take someone who kicks the ball over someone who throws the ball? I mean, he kicks it.
See, and that's my problem. He's responsible for who these quarterbacks are, and people have asked him, right? Are you going to take a quarterback's actually one of the parts of our team that I'm most happy with. I'm very pleased. We got 3 very good guys. We have not 1 but 2 backup quarterbacks. Well, you have an average starter, an average backup, and then a third string quarterback who you don't even deem an average backup because you won't put him in the game.
Refuse to play. Like, look, I like Nick Mullins very much, but any quarterback who commits 2 7-point mistakes gets benched. Jimmy, John Elway, it's not your day. You got to go down. And the fact that they kept Nick Mullins in the game just shows you what they think of C.J. Beathard. That's all you need to know. So if that's how little you think of freaking C.J. Beathard, why is he on your team?
Right, and so I love Kyle Shanahan. Like, a criticism I've gotten from people is like, hey, I like what you say, but you never criticize Kyle. Here I am. I'm criticizing Kyle. And it's Kyle the coach, right? He's a great play caller. He does a great job. But his job is also to draft these quarterbacks. He's in charge of that. And if he didn't feel strongly convicted about what he had in the quarterback room, well, then it's also his job to be convicted enough to go make a change, right? You had an opportunity for Tom Brady. They said we're out of the running, whatever, didn't happen. You could have picked a Jared Stidham. You could have picked, I don't know, I think Ryan Finley was also a 4th-round pick. There were guys there who are not that good but had enough talent where you could have sat them on your bench and developed them, you know? So I can't blame the quarterbacks for being who they are. This is who they are. But I can't blame the coach who everybody sits here and says, well, the quarterbacks aren't good enough. It's the coach's job to get these quarterbacks. Like Sean Payton.
Imagine 1982, some bizarro alternate dimension where Joe Montana got drafted by like the Jets or something, and Bill Walsh is just losing and floundering around and being like, well, you know, my plays work. It's just my quarterback stink. Well, dude, what are you doing? That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the offensive coordinator anymore where Ray Farmer and Jimmy Haslam draft Johnny Manziel. Like, that's where we give you excuses. You didn't pick the guy. You had nothing to do with who's playing.
Yeah.
You're calling these great plays and the guy's unable to execute them. But, homie, Kyle, you're in charge of who picks these quarterbacks. You're in charge of who these quarterbacks are.
Kyle, Bish just called you homie. You just got a homie from a 20-year-old. He's right, Kyle. You need to listen right now. Because look, we understand that you, homie, we understand that Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't your choice and it was an arranged marriage. Vish knows all about arranged marriage. I know all about arranged marriages, all right? That wasn't your call. But that was 3 years ago, dude. How many drafts have you had since then where you could have taken a dude in round 4, round 5, could have done it, round 1? I mean, Green Bay has Aaron freaking Rodgers, and they were like, you know what? Let's get another quarterback because it's a really freaking important position. And it seems to be working out okay for them.
New England drafts a mid-round guy every
year.
Season. They did it with Tom Brady. They were drafting. So it's not. This is a Kyle problem.
Yeah.
Kyle,
you don't get this excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. Only because I think we all agree. We can all see what Nick Mullins and what CJ Beathard and what Jimmy Garoppolo are doing. We all agree with you. They're not good enough. But it's your job to get what's good enough. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I can't fathom a world where people sit there and say, "Oh, Sean Payton, you know, your plays are working great, and you lost Drew Brees, and you know Taysom Hill is just not good enough." Well, no, they'll say, "Sean, you gave Taysom Hill that extension. You were the one who swore up and down that Taysom Hill was going to be your starting quarterback. Well, you better get it done with Taysom Hill."
Yeah. Don't tell me that you had a guy open in the left flat. No. This is the quarterback you wanted. Make it work. These are how we grade you. This is the rubric. Right. Yeah. You're not on the offensive coordinator grading scale anymore. You're on the head coach, GM, vice president, owner of the team. Yeah.
He can't waffle this. He can't say, I didn't particularly want Jimmy, but you never gave yourself an out from Jimmy. The contract gave you $1 million outs, but guess what, dude? We could be sitting here 5 months from now, and Matthew Stafford could stay on the Lions. The Niners could be picking up 15, putting the top 3 guys totally out of their range to go pick them, and they don't have a lot of picks to move up. Like everybody thinks, oh, the Niners, they're just going to move up. They have 6 picks. If Robert Saleh doesn't get a job, they have 6 picks. Or I think they have 7. They might have an extra 7th rounder or something somewhere, but they don't have a lot of picks to just package everything. So either you're gonna just nuke this year's draft, and you're gonna nuke next year's draft, and you're gonna go up and get the quarterback, which kind of works to an extent. But guess what? Here's another perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
Right? Trent Baalke.
Because we got over here says the health of Kittle and Debo may make Mullins look better. Yeah, but McGlinchey's still on the field. What you got is pocket quarterbacks who don't move that well behind one of the worst pass protecting offensive lines. What could go wrong, Vish? What could possibly go wrong?
Well, the health of Kittle and Debo. Debo and Kittle were healthy last year. And let's forget Mullins. Let's say Jimmy, who's better than Mullins. And he wasn't good enough, right? He wasn't good enough. That's all what we heard. And so if he's not good enough, then you have to get something that's good enough. And here's the segue, because this is the problem, okay? This is what happened to Trent Baalke. He drafted great in 2010 and 2011. And then once those guys started leaving and stuff, you had to have good drafts in 2012 and 2013 to rebuild your team. And he had the picks to do it, and he didn't draft well. And that's how that team fell apart.
Yep.
And that's what's going to start happening to the 49ers now. This is where we're going to see the mistakes of Dante Pettis. We're going to see the mistakes of Mike McGlinchey not being a star right tackle or a starting caliber right tackle come to bite them, because Jaquiski Tartt is going to walk, and he's an excellent safety. But you don't have a replacement because Tarvarius Moore isn't good enough. And Jason Verrett might walk, but you didn't draft a corner, and Richard Sherman will walk, but you didn't draft a corner. And, you might lose a couple interior offensive linemen, but or Weston Richburg is done, but you haven't drafted a center or any kind of interior offensive lineman that you can feel confident going into next year. So this is where the roster turnover is going to happen, and we're going to see all these mistakes that didn't hurt them the last 2 years start to hurt them.
And what we're seeing is Kyle Shanahan, the general manager, hurt Kyle Shanahan, the head coach. And the thing is, his dad did that. His dad did that in Denver. When he failed in Denver, everyone said, you know what? Mike Shanahan, the executive, got Mike Shanahan, the coach, fired, right? And you know what? Kyle could get that too. If it doesn't work out for him in San Francisco, people will be like, well, you know what? Maybe he got too much power. And then down the line, if he fails again, it'd be maybe he's just an offensive coordinator. So this is what he needs to realize. This is how he's being judged. It's not just turn on the tape, look at my plays. It's who did I choose?